We are live, I believe. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Give me just 1 second. I'm running a little late, as usual. So, how's everybody doing? Let's see, who do we got here? Psycho Beats and Soul Moon's Rising and Bert. Welcome, welcome. Have a great channel and can't stay but wanted to drop in. Well, thank you for being here. I am listening as I walk to the store. Love you. Hey Faery, I made it. Yeah, yay. What's up, Tom? I think I said hi to everybody. Let me get some background music on real quick. Always running late, it seems. Hello, Alexandria. Okay, so let's see. Scott Murphy, welcome. Yay. Hey, sister, beautiful now to all you family. So I'm hoping some of you guys brought some questions for me. So if you have those, go ahead and put those in now while I pull up my singing bowls. See, where are you? Oh, there we go. Don't mind the ad, sorry. Okay. And I'll leave a link below for the background music once it plays. Alright. So we'll set that right there. Okay. Alright. So that's just gonna help kind of get us all into the right tune, frequency for the meditation tonight. What's my north node? My north node is Aries. Fire. Yours is Virgo. Nice. Earth sign. So, I don't see any questions. So, let's just get right into talking about the third eye. Since you guys don't have any questions for me right off the bat. Either that or the chat is on a massive lag. So, one of the things that happens when you start going through a spiritual awakening, let me turn that down just a little bit, is oftentimes your third eye will begin to open. So a lot of times when this happens, we don't even realize that it's our third eye opening, because the things that we experience aren't like what we expect. What you see in the movies, and even sometimes what like people talk about on like YouTube and stuff like that. A lot of that happens for them, but that's like later on in the journey. So really early on when the third eye begins to open, you start to notice a lot of stuff like out of the corners of your eyes. You start noticing the air itself moving, whereas before it was like the air was always invisible to you, and you're like, well, interesting, now I can literally see the air moving. I can see the particles in the air. I can see the speed that they're moving. And even sometimes you can begin to see the color that they are expressing as an energetic form. So for me, I saw a lot of rainbow energy right off the bat. Like it was really, I was seeing rainbows everywhere. Like I would just like stare at a wall and it would just become an array of colors. And after a while of kind of like looking at the energy, I started playing with it a little bit, like with my mind. So I would like concentrate on the energy and I would think about like a color and try to get the energy to change to that color. And so this is something you can all do to start learning how to work with energy by connecting with it in that form. So basically I would just stare at it, until I felt like I was very, able to see it really well. And then I'd be like, okay, so I want you to become purple. I wouldn't say that exactly, but, something along those lines. And it never happened, like, immediately. It would take a little bit. It would be, like, rainbowy and kind of moving around on the wall. And I would set the intention that I wanted it to be purple. And then, so it would, like, kind of morph. And then it would become more purple as I kind of released any kind of doubt that I was holding on to, which is really that resistance that was keeping it from essentially happening right away. Yolanda Marie, beautiful one. Thank you for being here. So excited to have you. Psycho Beats, I see sparkles everywhere and energy waves in different patterns all the time. So your third eye is definitely opening. One of the most exciting, can't stay long, beautiful soul, but shared a post so that people can find you here. Thank you. Thank you so much. And anybody in the chat, if you guys don't follow Yolanda's channel, you should. She brings through really amazing tarot readings as well as channelings from the Arcturian Council and her higher self and her team, her spirit team and guides. So please, please, please check out her channel if you feel guided and subscribe if it is something that resonates with you. Mine was an intense 2 experiences where I drew in the light of my full being and surrounded myself with it. And I felt like I was standing inside of a crystal. That's beautiful. I love the way you describe that. That's incredible. Oh, I am not sure if I do yet. I'll have to go look. Interesting. Okay, so go ahead. I want you all, if you feel like participating, to put in the chat if you have had any experiences in the early on stages of your third eye opening that maybe you want to talk about or share with the rest of the group. Because oftentimes the experiences are very subtle and it's almost like you have to recall them to realize that you are actually having a more interdimensional or paranormal experience, supernatural, beyond just the 3D like template. So really easy to see in the sunlight. I also woke up with sparkles all over and around my body. I have also walked in a room after waking up, into a room after waking up after that. Okay. So one thing, super activations happening right now. Forehead might actually be aching. Yes. So part of the reason I chose the third eye, not just because I talked about it last week, but I've definitely been getting a lot of activations. I had like a 2-day migraine a couple days ago, and I've been having this thing happen where I get really, really, really tired, like almost like vortexy. I can't explain it, where I just like feel like I need to lay down. Like I can't do anything about it. Like even if I like really need to be doing something in that moment, it's like an overwhelming sensation to lay down. And when that tends to happen almost immediately when I lay down, it's like things start going. So one of the first things I start to see when I close my eyes is I'll start to see like flashes of colors as they're kind of like swirling in and out like this. And then I'll get like sacred geometric shapes kind of like whirling, kind of almost like an orb in the center of like a void space with different colors swirling around depending on what kind of energy I have going on that I'm working with. Like if I'm doing a lot with the heart, there's going to be a lot of green. Crown is going to be a lot of like that purple. So it really kind of depends. But and then oftentimes that orb, once I like kind of can focus into what I'm seeing and it's not kind of so just, you know, like I can kind of bring a focused awareness into myself, I will start to essentially kind of like move forward is the best way that I can describe it. Like my physical body doesn't move, nothing like that. It's just like, it's like as if I was seeing inside my mind, almost going through like a tunnel. So the tunnels are different. It really depends. Sometimes it looks like, you know, like a carved out like dirt tunnel, like straight up. Sometimes it'll seem like I'm going through like a wormhole. Like, you know how you see the pictures, like the Giphies, and they're all like psychedelic and like, you know, like that. Sometimes it legit looks like that. And then other times it'll go straight into like where I'll just start seeing like landscapes, like almost like shadows, where you'll see like the mountains, and then you'll start to see like a little more definition come in. Like you'll be like, okay, so those are definitely trees and mountains, and it's almost like you're flying through them. And as I can kind of bring my focused awareness into these landscapes as I'm seeing them, I can kind of zoom in and out and like kind of gain a little more control over what I'm seeing, over what I'm experiencing. And oftentimes these don't last for long. Like I'll see like a landscape and it'll kind of like, and then it'll morph into some other completely different landscape. And sometimes it'll go from like one landscape to another, where it's very obviously different landscapes. Like where I'll be like in a South American type looking, like, you know, where it's like clearly looks like a South American type landscape, and then I'll go straight into like desert, like where you would imagine like New Mexico or Arizona or something along that line. And they just kind of morph into each other. There's no like cut and dry between these slides, I guess you could say, projections. They just kind of like one becomes another, and oftentimes they don't even make sense. I have to think about it for a really long time. Like, why did I see that? What's the connection? Why did I see those places all together? Like, is there some connection there that I'm supposed to be aware of? So I'm going to check at the chat real quick before I get too much on a tangent. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hi, Morgan. Welcome. I keep getting sensations in my third eye a lot lately. I get that too. Need to stop and drop. LOL. Yeah, so one of the things is I literally feel like, you know, in school when they have those little projector machines and you see like the little light come on and it's kind of like that. It literally feels like that on my forehead sometimes. Like, I call it like my projector turning on. It's like I can feel my head like kind of expanding and contracting. And it's almost like I can see the light, like almost like it's like a turning on in my forehead. It's pretty crazy. I remember for the next 2 weeks after I was in an intense consciousness level and I would see numbers and words rearrange or flip around all over the place, giving me like quantum messages. So I definitely had something like that similar happen before, where I would see things like written that weren't actually there. Like I was doing a lot of like natal charts and stuff like that, and I would get information about people as if they were like writing it to me, but then I would go back to double check the information in their message and it wouldn't be there, and I'd be like, well, I could have sworn they told me that they were born in this location, but they didn't give me any information. And so I'll like ask them and be like, well, were you born in this location? And then it's right. And I'm like, that is so interesting. And things like that have happened. And also like where I'll hear somebody say something and it's not what they said. Like it's like, it's almost like their subconscious bleeding through their voice and I'm hearing that versus what they're consciously saying to me. And for a little while it was having a hard time telling the difference between the two. And then that backed off a lot. I haven't had that happen in a really long time. But I was also working a lot with the frequency of time when that was happening. So my telepathy was like crazy high. Oh, weird. It says I have 0 viewers. Did everybody drop out? Are you guys still here? Is everybody still here? Something weird just happened. Okay, this says 10. This one says 0. That's weird. Okay, so I see flashes of white light. I get that too. So one of the things that I used to get a lot in the really beginning was I would close my eyes and I would get like a ring of light. Like similar to like when you see like an eclipse and they have that ring of light around the eclipse, like that, but when I would close my eyes. And it would happen a lot. My third eye fully opened when I died in 2018 and came back. I projected a portal on my ceiling and saw some crazy shit. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Tila. Tila Valenzuela. Hello, darling. Welcome. I don't seem to see colors much, just white lights. That's fine, Psycho Beats. You may see colors more in the future. Or you may just see more white lights. Everybody's going to perceive things differently with their third eye energetically. So no two clairvoyants are going to see things the same way, basically. Well, I have had that tunnel too. Nice. So cool. Can you remote view easily? No, I cannot. I can remote view accidentally. I've done it accidentally a lot. But when I try to do it, I block myself. So I need to get over that. Just like getting into the Akashic Records, it's like if I don't like really try, I get in really easily, and then if I try, it's really hard. Such a paradox. I went through a portal and the tree of life grew out of my head. LOL sounds funny, but it's true. Oh, I believe it. That's awesome. I went through a tree portal, my first awakening, and I'll tell you guys that story in just a minute once I get caught up on the chat. Yes, to tree tunnel, I think is what you tried to say. I had one this week that had a feeling of going down a water slide in a tunnel too. It was intense. I had to lay there very still as it made me feel woozy as LOL. Meant to say the tunnel feeling, yeah. My cat died yesterday. The energy is too much at the moment. Well, here's another perspective to look at. Your cat was ready to move to its next stage of development, and you no longer needed it. And its transition is going to help you more than it's going to hurt you, if you can look at it that way. Yolanda, have to leave the chat now. Love you, beautiful sister. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. I'll see you again soon. I'm here. Hi, Nova. Genevieve, darling. Hello. What time? Me love you. Me love you too, darling. Oh, my ear is ringing. You make my ear ring. XOX, Yolanda. May your chat be at peace and... Oh, may your cat be at peace in heaven. Yes, indeed. Oh my god, I seriously hear the wrong thing too. So trippy. I know, it's interesting. It's what they really want to say. Yes, indeed. And we have Glitch in the house. Welcome. Glad to have you. I'm sure you're going to be in and out because you have your kids. So no worries there. Zero sync. Thank you. Hi everyone. That's me. I must be really behind. I hope I'm not too far behind on the chat. Ooh, 555 on my average watch time. 13 viewers. Lots of synchronicities. Of course, when Glitchy shows up. Hey, sup, Polly boy. When I close my eyes, I see images rarely. One time I saw a big white hyena or something with blue eyes riding in the back of a car. Very nice. So you're seeing in between dimensions. I saw a UFO last night. It was definitely an interdimensional flying object. Most definitely wasn't a plane or anything like that. When I close my... Oh, I saw that right. I'll be intermittent, kids. Hey, fam. I went through a tree in meditation. Then the tree in my backyard has images on it very clearly. A girl holding fire in her hands. It keeps changing as I go through different past lives. Very trippy. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, so apparently I'm not the only person who's gone through tree portals. Good morning, Alex. Thank you for being here. You change when Glitch comes on. Aww. Well, you know, he tends to have that effect on me. Sorry, I had to leave early last week, but I had some heavy energy to deal with all of a sudden. Oh, Sarah, I'm sorry to hear with that. You know, and I felt like there was something off when you said you had to leave suddenly. Okay, so has anyone heard from Hannah Mori? Oh, I don't know. Not in the last couple of days. Maybe he'll come to the live. Alright, so 23 minutes in. You guys have no more questions, so I guess I get to tell my third eye story. So I've told this story before. Anybody who's been following me for a while has probably heard this. So I had my awakening in 2018. It was autumn equinox. September 24th, I believe. It was either the 24th or the 26th. I'm not 100%. It was one of those 2 days. So it was the autumn equinox. Mabon. I think Hannah Mori was in Genevieve's live stream a couple days ago. Haven't heard from him in a couple days. Yes, Jenny was in Genevieve's live today. He had some family stuff. Okay, cool. That's good to know he's alright. Good. Nice checking in, family. So, 17 in the house. Nice. So, when I had my awakening, it was because I did a spell. So, I was having a lot of dreams prior to that. And these dreams were triggered because I was super into the kind of... It was at the time called Witch Blur. So, it was Tumblr. But it was like kind of like a witch community. And so I was really connecting with that. And because of that, I was having a lot of dreams. And I was being visited by a redheaded woman. and being given a lot of information about like spell crafting and stuff like that. So on the Maven Autumn Equinox, I decided to do a spell that would help activate my abilities. Because I guess part of me always knew that I could do, like, sorry, there was a fly, magic, and stuff beyond what we're told we can do as just basic humans. I wouldn't say superhuman abilities, suppressed human abilities is more appropriate. So reactivating my suppressed human abilities. So I did this spell, and it was really interesting because it was my first time really experiencing energy and being able to see it. So I was very, very ritualistic about how I set it up. As I was calling my circle and standing in it, I had my candle, and I was, doing the whole thing. Very dramatic. I started noticing the energy as it was picking up. You know how in the movies when they have like the wind and it's like, and all the candles are like, and it's like that. It wasn't like that necessarily so much as I could like see the energy picking up, and it was almost perceived like a wind, but it wasn't. It was like a still wind. I don't know if that makes any sense. It wasn't like moving things, but you could see it moving. So as I'm doing this, and I went through the spell 3 times, and I'm fumbling through this spell, so I'm like freaking out about what's going on around me. As I get through the 3rd time saying the spell through, my candle holder like cracked right down the middle. That had my candle in it, and I had like all my little spell stuff in there. Cracked right down the middle, and it scared me so bad. I was just like, what just happened? What just happened? I was like freaking out. I remember I blew out the candle. I was just like, what just happened? I was just completely flabbergasted. So, I remember after that I closed the circle because I was like, I'm not going to take any chances, closed the circle and went to bed. And I remember feeling very, like, kind of nervous as I was going to sleep. Like, I totally screwed up that spell. Like, something bad is going to happen. Like, I was, like, freaking out. Because it kind of freaked me out, to be honest. And, had a lot of dreams. And then I woke up the next day and, like, took a shower. And I remember I took, like, a couple crystals with me in the shower. And I don't remember exactly why I took the crystals. I think I just, like, felt like I needed to take them with me. And I remember in the shower, I was closing my eyes, and I remember seeing, like, at first I saw, like, a triangle. And I was like, interesting. And it was, like, I was feeling kind of a little bit dizzy. So, I remember sitting down for a second because I was just like, I don't want to fall over in the shower. So I sat down, and I remember, like, I was just kind of, like, put my head down. I think I, like, had the crystal resting near my head. Yeah, the crystal's got a shower, definitely. And I remember kind of just, like, there was, like, lots of colors and stuff going on. And I just remember seeing, like, a tree. And I was like, holy crap, okay. And there was, like, a door in this tree. It was, like, interesting. And this is all in, like, a visual projection in my 3rd eye. I could still feel my body in the shower. Still felt, that awareness of my physical self in this now. But I was seeing a tree with a door in it. And it wasn't, like, a physical, like, fucking tree. Sorry for the F-bomb. It was, like, energetic and transparent, but it was like, so I remember, like, okay, I just setting the intention to go through the door, and I remember a tunnel that was like a carved out, like I spoke of this earlier, like a carved out, like, dirt tunnel, and I remember going down the tunnel, and I remember at one point there was a fork in the tunnel, and in that moment, I remember being like, this is the opportunity to turn back, you know? But I was like, no, I want to keep going. So I remember as soon as I made that intention that I wanted to keep going, I started going down this other way at the fork. And it opened up into like this big cavernous area, and it was very dark. Everything was very dark, but I could tell I was in like a cavernous space. And I remember being drawn to like the edge of the void space, the cavern. And there being a ladder that you couldn't see. It was like an invisible ladder, but I was aware of a ladder there. So I remember climbing up this ladder that was invisible. And as I crested through this, essentially it literally like going from one dimension into another. It's like, it's as if you were going from one frequency band to another frequency band, like that. Like coming out of this tunnel into another space. And I remember the first thing I saw was another tree off to the side over here. So I remember seeing the tree, and it had hints of like red to it. There wasn't a whole lot of color. It was very, very dark, like a twilight dark, like that last little bit of light before it gets dark, kind of dark. And then I remember kind of, as I was looking around into this realm space, seeing like a forest line, like a very thick forest line with a path going into it. And then a meadow off to the side over here. And as I looked across the meadow, I remember seeing a well. And as I saw the well, it was like, it morphed into essentially me seeing the well across the meadow to me looking at the well several feet away. And there was a woman standing there in a cloak pointing at the well. And then in that next moment, as the vision morphed from that to me essentially looking down into the well. And I remember being able to see like the brick lay of the outside of the well energetically. Like, it's hard to explain, like nothing is solid as I'm viewing it. It's all like as if you were looking at it on like a sonogram or an ultrasound. But I remember seeing like the features of that. And in this well, 113371, in this well there was this little ball of light, and it was going around in circles in the well. Like, and you could see it lighting up the sides of the wall of the well as it kind of went around in circles. And I remember reaching down into the well, and I don't even remember why, I just had this urge to reach down in the well and grab the light and tuck it into this satchel that I happened to be wearing, like a satchel half over my shoulder, tucked it into the satchel. And I remember that, and I'm getting chills, the second I put it into my bag, I remember it getting really cold. Like, I remember feeling cold and just afraid and terrified and scared and being like, holy shit, I need to get the fuck out of here. Like, what did I do? And remembering, like, almost like feeling like I needed to put the light back, but I didn't know how. So I remember, all right, well, I just need to go back to the tree so I can find my way back home, because I knew the portal was by the tree. So I went back, so I like brought myself across the meadow back to the tree, down the ladder, and I remember going down through the cavernous space. And I remember, like, the whole time as I'm going through the tunnels again, there was this slight amber glow at the end of the tunnel, kind of leading me through these projections, through this tunnel, through this visualization, just a faint amber glow. And I remember thinking the light at the end of the tunnel and having it guide me out, because I remember being afraid I was going to come to a fork and not knowing how to get out. And so I remember as I made it back to the door, taking note that the door was different. When I went in, the door was like kind of a round shape in the tree, and when I left, it was more of like an oddish square shape, but not a square, like off, like if a little kid tried to cut out a square and made that a door. So I thought that was interesting. And I remember coming out of the vision. As soon as I came out of the vision and opened my eyes, I was still in the shower. And I remember the little light that was in the well. It was like circling around me, like flying around me. And there was this white and purple mist like rising from the bottom of the shower, just like surrounding me and filling the shower. It's like a white and like a lavender, silver, purple mist. And then I remember looking down at my legs and feet, and my whole body was just completely lit up. Like the whole outline of my body had this like this light to it. Like if you look at like a beveled edge of glass, like a cut piece of glass, and how the light kind of comes through it, the way that looks, it was like that, but it was like surrounding my entire body, and it was like lit up, and I looked like I was glowing. I was like, what is going on? So it was like this mist filling the shower, and the water was freezing cold like on me, and this light is like flying around me, and I'm glowing, and I was like, what is happening? I was just like completely sober too. Like I was just like, what is happening? I'm having a totally psychedelic experience. Like I feel like I should be on like mushrooms or acid or something like that to be seeing this, but it's actually happening. It was crazy. It was insane. So that was that first experience. And I'm going to check up on the chat real quick so I don't get behind. That was my first story. Don't forget to like the video, you guys. Yes, please. I need to check Instagram. I forget when I see you in the live. Then I remember. Aw. Haha, silly Nova. Get on that already. Oh my god, I did the same thing plus a lot of paranormal experiences. Psycho beats. We're so similar. I love it. Yes, that's a great explanation, Faery. The energy does look like a sort of wind. Indeed it does. Yes, it makes sense. Wow, that is super cool. Sister, crystals, get a shower. Yes. Trees are totally awesome. I love trees. That is an amazing experience, Faery. Thank you, Sarah. I absolutely love this story. Thank you, Morgan. And we got 833 codes, master codes, Sarah. What's your number? Hey, Jenny Moose. Oh, that was an amazing experience and an awesome shower. Yes, indeed. When your third eye opens, your inner child, teenager, and adult comes through all at once. Indeed. So I can actually get into that as well. How do we have visions on purpose? Ooh. Well, I haven't really been able to make myself have visions on command. Like, be like, okay, I want to see this specific thing. That doesn't happen. I've like set the intention to like see certain things and gone those places, but it's really hard to like specifically see something. Like if you want to see something, I don't know how to explain that. Like visions on purpose. Maybe that wasn't the question. My third eye projected a red and blue neon light. Then they merged together in a ring of fire where my eyes were spinning. So cool. I remember when I was in college, I had to take a nap in a study room when I started seeing a deep blue light on my eyelids. Amazing. So next time that happens, focus on that light. What color are you going to dye your hair next? I don't know. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick though, you guys. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I drank some coffee before I started because I was super tired. It always makes me have to go. Amazing. Mine was super scary. I wasn't even asleep yet. What color are you going to dye your hair next, Red? I should do red, huh? I should do red, huh? I can usually get vision when I meditate, but most of the time I can't control when they happen. Same here. Sacred Romeo, the fully activated 6th chakra, third eye functionality is all about inner vision. I love that. Thank you for being here and welcome. Lovely, lovely to have you. And this is actually really good timing. If you guys have any more questions, we can go ahead and get the meditation going. And I just want to send a special shout out to Sacred Romeo for being here. Thank you and welcome. If you guys haven't subscribed to his channel yet, he does light language as well. And he does lots of really awesome light language music. Me and him have collaborated on a song in the past and hopefully again in the future. So, if you all can just go ahead and grab some water. I'm going to take a drink of mine as well. Alright, and yes, good, perfect. So I'm just kind of warming up, tuning into the energy. And if everybody's ready, I want you all to take a nice deep breath, breathing in deeply, breathe in deeply through the heart. Let your lungs fill with air. Breathe in deeply and release any energy that is no longer serving you on the out breath. Now I want you all to take another nice deep breath. Breathe in and visualize a golden white light surrounding your entire body. Filling you with love, filling you with light, and filling you with protection. Take another nice deep breath and visualize an anchor dropping from the base of your spine, dropping all the way down, wrapping around Gaia's crystal heart. Take one more nice deep breath. Breathe in her energy. Allow it to fill your space. Now I would like you all to take your awareness and bring it to your third eye as you focus inwards. Continue taking nice deep breaths, breathing in deeply Releasing any energy, any tension on the out breath. On the chorus and the karsir. Connect with your hearts now. Open your hearts. Allow them to expand. And the chorus and the karsir and the karsir and the dash arsir and the karsir and the chorus and the dash arsir. And the kaars and the kaarsir and the katosh arsir. And the kaars ears ashir. And the kaarsir and the kaarsir. And the ars natash arsir. And the chorus natash arsir. Un kaarsir, kaarsir. Un arsir, kaarsir, na koors na dash arir, kaar. You may be feeling a little bit in your solar plexus right now. Un koors ars na dash ars arir. Ars natash arir. Un kaars natash ars kaar. Na kaarsir natash. Un koor kaars natash arir kaar. Na kaar. Un koor natash arir kaas na kaas. Shir natash. Un koors natash aris natash. Ana kaars natir kaasir ka. Un koors ars. Un koors karsir. And the kaars natash, the kaarsir ka, naars ka, skaarsa, near kaan kasa. Okay, so I want you all to take a nice deep breath, and I'm going to start running some grounding energy. this is just to assist with anchoring the light codes that you received during this transmission. And I'm going to go ahead and check the chat while you continue kind of receiving the grounding frequencies and coming back to your bodies. Dye it red? Okay. I haven't gone red in a really long time. I dyed it red for such a long time, for so many years, that I did the blue and purple and the pink for a while. Maybe it's time to do red again. Alex, what country are you in? Transylvania, right? Correct? What country is that? Romania. Purple. Yeah. Well, it's purple right now. Purple and blue and pink. Your meditations always feel so wonderful, Faery. Thank you. That was so vibrant. Beautiful. Thank you. I'm still like vibrating too a little bit from it. I was definitely getting more than just third eye coming through. There was heart and solar plexus. I felt a little bit in the throat and then a little bit in the back of my head. So I was getting some of those DNA activations coming through, and working with healing the DNA. That's cool. Yes. The live is loading. Oh, is it lagging? That tends to happen when I do any kind of energy work. It gets very laggy and glitchy, and it's pretty intense. I've been finding if I do the palo though, it kind of helps bring the energy back to like a neutral state. How's everybody feeling? Did anybody see anything that they want to talk about? Sometimes you guys have visions during my meditations. I always love hearing about them. Raider Outlaws, welcome! Thank you for being here. We'll leave that burning. And I guess I can show this beautiful little smudging thing. I give you guys a little energy. So this beautiful smudging wand is from the lovely Sarah Reeves in the chat. And she made this for me for my birthday. Super gorgeous. And the pendant is also from her birthday gift. Feeling super peaceful, all warm and fuzzy all over. The live stream is perfect for you, Alex. No buffering. Yay! That makes me very happy. 5444 triple fours. The angels are with us. I saw nothing, but I felt the middle of my eyebrows a bit. So you were getting those third eye activations. That's beautiful. I'm glad you could feel the energy. That's lovely. I was a big ball of light with butterflies flying all inside the ball. That's so beautiful. I love that. Ooh. My head must have been expanding. I feel like my crown is very tight. It's very tight on my forehead. I had a warm avocation on the backs of my ears, which was a new experience. Nice. Oh, warm vibration. I was like, avocation, that's a cool word. I don't know what it means. 17 in the chat. Power number 17 is destiny. Beautiful. Woo! My forehead. Oh my god. I must have made my crown really tight again, or my head just like got swollen while I was doing the meditation. I've noticed that happens sometimes. Like, I'll put my crown on and it'll be all loose, and then I'll do a meditation and it'll be all tight. I'm like, how did that happen? Oh. 144, 441. Beautiful. So, is there anything you guys want to talk about? There's 17 of you here. So what if you guys gotta have a question? I told my story. I have more. I can tell more stories if you want more stories. How about 222? What does that say to you? 222 is like a master code for me. So, master builder number. I see it a lot when I feel like I'm working with like timelines, quantum jumping, breaking down old timelines that don't no longer serve me. I'll get a lot of 222s. And welcome, Simon says, new name. Faery, what do you know about the Higgs boson or God particle? Interesting. I don't know a lot, but I have heard of it. Your energy is so wonderful, grateful, your divine presence, dear sister, sacred Romeo. Thank you. Thank you for being here, and I'm glad you stayed for the meditation. So, if anybody's curious, Sacred Romeo was my activator. So, before I knew what light language was, I kind of was doing it, but I didn't realize what it was. He was the activation that brought that to my conscious awareness, that it was something to be used for healing for myself as well as my family and people I know, and was really the inspiration behind me sharing light language publicly with all of you. So Romeo's a big influence for that, so you can all thank him for that. I probably wouldn't, well, I don't know, maybe I would be here, but definitely played a role in that beginning. So very honored to have you here. I had an extreme amount of 777s. So when I get sevens, and this is different for everybody, so take this with a grain of salt. But when I get sevens, it's typically like my guides kind of like being like, "Don't give up. You're almost there. Like it's almost like the seeds have been planted, and you're on the right path. You may be experiencing a slight moment of like stagnation or feeling blocked or stuck or maybe even slightly lost. Don't give up. You're almost there." That's kind of like when I'm getting a lot of that, is like kind of how they're like communicating with me through that numerology. And this is different for everybody. Numerology is going to be different for everybody. So really take what resonates, and always go within for your answers. Thank you, Sacred Romeo. Yes. Motivator. Yes, indeed. Indeed, indeed. Aw, that's awesome. And then you got to be mine. Oh, yes, that's right. And that's kind of how it works. It's like a domino effect. When you kind of get past your own fears, when you face your own fears, like for me, my fear was people were going to think I was crazy, I was weird and all that stuff. And I was like, people kind of already think I'm crazy and weird. So why am I so worried about it? I'm just going to do it. And, I'm so grateful. Honestly, I'm so grateful that I found myself on this path, and I'm not where I was going because it wasn't good. It was not good. No. Higher self had to step in and make some changes. I'm just super tired. I did a huge workout, so I'm gonna eat. Thanks for the lives, Faery. You eat, Alexandria. And working out, yes. I kind of started doing that again. I was really bad about it. I realized that, like, when I couldn't even do, like, 10 push-ups without, like, oh my god. I got it up to, like, 20. I can do 25, but I used to be able to be, like, dropping 50 push-ups no problem. Not anymore. So I'm getting back to that and, like, strengthening my body. I'm, like, eating better. I'm taking better care of myself. I encourage you guys all to do the same. It's making such a huge difference in my depression and basically a lot of the stuff I was going through over the past few months was because I just wasn't loving myself and I wasn't taking care of myself, and my body was like fighting back at me because of it. So reach out to me anytime. Also, you guys on Instagram or email if you need assistance or help or just a motivation to kind of like eat better or drink more water, just anything. Meditate more. I keep missing the start of these. Fro! Welcome. Thank you for being here. I love you all. I have to go, unfortunately. Bye for now. Bye, Alex. See you later. See you later, Alex. Sending love, love, love. You slept in, John Benny. Oh, you're going to be so excited. So, John Benny, my fingers are sore. My fingers are hella sore, man, from playing guitar. But your song is going to be rad. I metaled it up. I made it grungy. It's going to be pretty cool. You're going to love it. I haven't played my guitar in such a long time. And 10333, there's those 333s, Sarah. I haven't played my guitar in a really long time. And John Benny decided to do a metal song. Was like, Faery, do this song with me. And so I have been playing it. It inspired me to finally get my guitar out after almost 10 years of not playing it, you guys. I'm talking like after I had my son who just turned 11, I stopped playing my guitar. Like just stopped. So I have picked it back up and I've been playing this song with John Benny. So definitely be on the lookout for that. It's pretty cool. For those of you that have never heard Faery play, it'll be new and exciting. I should probably turn the bells down now that we're not doing the meditation. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm just very excited about it. But you know what's really funny is, so I started getting arthritis when I was about 18. And part of the reason why I stopped playing after I had kids was because my arthritis got so bad I couldn't play for very long. And so I've been noticing that now. But one of the things, and do I have it with me? I don't have it with me. So I have this copper ring that I've been wearing because this finger in particular gets really sore. Not just because my arthritis, but because I press really hard, like when I'm doing the power chords and stuff. And a lot of that's just my anxiety and my nervousness because I haven't played for such a long time. But I've noticed that the copper rings, when I wear them, really helps with arthritis. So those of you, if you play guitar, I know Tom, you're in the chat, you play, if you have issues with your hands with arthritis, the copper rings make such a big difference with the pain. So I just wanted to share that because I had that realization today. I've been having a lot of pain in this finger and I was wearing it earlier. I don't know where it is. I took all my rings off because I was in the shower. Good to hear you doing better and taking care of yourself. Yes, definitely. Sweet Faery. That's amazing. Can't wait to hear it. Yeah, it's going to be super cool. It's going to be really cool. Rick would be proud of me. I know. He would. He would. You'll have to tell Rick. I don't know if Rick... Did he ever come and see our band when we were playing? I don't know. He might have. Because we played up in Tahoe a few times. Did you guys ever come see us play, Sarah, when we were playing in the band? I don't remember. I didn't play that much after I had Joey. I did like a couple gigs and that was it. Like I just didn't really do music anymore after I had kids. Yeah. So does anybody have any questions? Rick Asley? No, my boss Rick. Sarah Reeves' wife, Rick Reeves. So he is my old boss from back in the day when I lived in Tahoe. That's how I met Sarah, because Sarah is his wife. And I worked with her as well. And we were like a big family. And then after I had my son, she brought me a bunch of clothes. And so my son wore her son, Ronan, right? Or is it Rory? Rory's clothes. I don't remember if it was Rory's or Ronan's clothes. But yeah, one of her son's clothes. I got his hand-me-downs. I always love that because it's like, there's something so special. And I don't know if other people see this the same way, but when you get like hand-me-downs from somebody, especially somebody who means something to you, there's something so special about both of your kids wearing those outfits and having like pictures of them wearing the same outfits. It's just, I don't know. Maybe that's my nostalgic self. Super exciting Faery to play again. Yes. Yes, indeed. I think we saw you once. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Our band was kind of a hot mess, though. It was like a hot mess family band. Imagine the Partridge Family, like, with a whole lot of family drama. Although I'm sure they probably did too, but ours was bad, man. I'm talking like full-on brawls, like tears and all, like I hate you, your pay is docked, and then having to get out on stage and like smile, like, oh, I'm not even getting paid for tonight, but I have to smile and entertain you guys. That type. Yeah, it was a hot mess. It was Ronan, okay. But it taught me so much being in a band. I learned a lot. Faery and all, do you feel like this world timeline just changed? Oh yeah, totally. There's definitely some kind of like quantum leaps happening. The veil is very thin. I saw a UFO last night. Do I even have, like, I even drew a picture of it. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let's see. Pull that up. Can you see that? Can you see what I drew there? I drew a picture of it right after I saw it. That's what it looked like. And it went right over my head. And so it went really, really fast too, by the way. So it was like, it went over my head. It was going really fast. And it literally looked like appeared out of thin air and then disappeared into thin. It's like, it was almost like it was coming through one threshold, crossing through a pocket, and then going out the other threshold, and I just happened to glimpse it as it was crossing through the threshold in between the dimensions or frequencies. I want to start a band called Hot Mess. Nice. Well, if you get on BandLab, Tom, we can start a BandLab band. I'm in like 8 bands on BandLab. Yes, it is fun to have hand-me-downs. I love hand-me-downs. I'm so nostalgic like that. And then even all my clothes, like I hardly ever buy new clothes. I always go to like thrift stores and stuff. That drawing isn't visible, only the yellow paper. Yeah, I figured. I wonder if I have a marker I could outline. I could outline it. Do I have? Oh, I do have a crayon. I don't think you're going to be able to see that. Oh, look, I got a blue marker. Alright, can you guys see it now? That's what it looked like. If anybody's seen a ship like that, drop a comment in the chat. I want to know. I tried looking it up online and I found a picture of something very similar, but it was from like 1997 and it was in like Arizona, Phoenix Lights or something like that. So, and then I also found like a government style like stealth craft, called like TR6 or something like that. So I thought, well, maybe potentially whatever craft was spotted in 1996. Maybe there was some kind of contact or communication between them and the intelligence agency, and they were able to create like a new upgraded craft. So what I saw last night was definitely an interdimensional craft, but it could have been an ET or it could have just been our government. You never know. Yes! BandLab band, Tom! Just do it! Whoa, Phoenix Light Fairy. I saw remote viewing of the Phoenix Lights and they were cat beings. Interesting. And I was totally trying to figure out, like I was Googling all over trying to figure out like my guides. That's so crazy. That is a sync. Totally a sync. I wish Glitch was here right now. Gosh dang it, because I was talking to him about it and there was some synchronicities in the numerology for the ad that I found too, because it was like the Phoenix Lights were visible for 106 minutes on March 31st, or it was like March 31st or 13th, I don't remember, 1997. And me and Glitch have specific numerologies that were in alignment with some of the stuff that was coming up in that article. It was really interesting. Hand-me-ups, yes. That's crazy, John Benny. I wonder if there's a connection there. That's so interesting. I've definitely remote viewed Arizona, locations in Arizona or New Mexico. It's that kind of landscape many times in meditations. Like, I can't even describe some of the things that I've seen. It's just insane. It's hard for me to tell you guys because it's like I don't remember unless it like pops into my head or you ask me something and it reminds me of, because I've had so many visions and remote viewings and it's like they're all different but the same. There's so much to them. It's hard for me to tell you guys without you, like, ask me questions. And I'll help you. How the cute chipmunk cheeks. Oh, my chipmunk cheeks? I know, yeah, totally. I totally have chipmunk cheeks. It actually used to really be a problem when I was like a little kid, I used to hate taking pictures of me smiling because my cheeks would like ball up, and I don't know, I was very self-conscious as a child. But I learned to love them. Yes. It's like a different planet, but in Earth. I'm here! Hi, Bella! You're here! Now you got a summon glitch. I don't know if you fell asleep or what's going on. Yes, I love hand-me-ups. I love that. So, one of the things I've also totes adorbs, I thought maybe had a dentist appointment or something. Oh, yeah, no, I haven't recently. I just have exceptionally chipmunk cheeks, but they were really bad when I got that guy pulled, and then the wisdom tooth, especially like this side, was super chipmunked out. Like, it was pretty bad. I took a picture of myself. I was like, I don't even look like the same person. Oh. Earth just shed a bunch of old karma. I love that. It's because of the collective effort. Yes. That's because everybody's doing the work. We're putting in the work. People are like no longer taking their shadows and being like, I don't want to look at that shadow because it requires me to let go of something that I don't want to let go of. It requires me to get uncomfortable for a minute. It requires me to face a fear. And people are finally coming to the conclusion, like, fuck my fear. I'm going to face it. You know? Fuck what they think. I'm going to do what I feel is right. You know? It's like, it's no longer what they tell you is right anymore. It's like we're learning how to use our inner compass and stop going by these programs that have been embedded into our subconscious, putting us into these unnecessary loops. It's through our collective awareness that we have the control to essentially tap into our subconscious, which is just our fragmented consciousness, the parts of our consciousness that we don't want to look at, which is why it's called the subconscious unconscious. So when we bring that more to the surface and connect with it, it becomes you're going into more of a super conscious state, where there isn't that separation of subconscious and conscious. Hi Bella, thank you so much for checking on me last week. She's really good about that. Like, I feel like, Bella, you have a special ability to really almost like feel when somebody just like kind of needs somebody but they don't want to reach out. Because you've done that for me, you've done that for Glitch, and now Sarah, and so I see a pattern there, and it's a good pattern, so I see it as like an ability. Very soon now, we'll get some 3D stuff coming up as well. It's starting up now, yes. Of course, Sarah, how are you doing? This week I got super triggered as some 3D friends kept asking me if I'm having a midlife crisis with my Insta videos, especially John Talks. They were worried my kids would get bullied at school. Well, that's just because they're still stuck in the old paradigm, thought programs, thought forms, and their perception of reality is still very much in that state. And until they can release their judgment of you and what you're doing as something that's wrong or that is going to cause a negative reaction to you or your children, they're holding on to that frequency until they can neutralize that. And it could be, you could be essentially like their mirror in order for them to come to that realization so that they can heal and transcend that part of themselves. So this is maybe just that kind of point, that catalytic experience where there's two sides of every perception. Multiple sides, more than two. We're like Pride Pipers, way showers, lead and they will follow. Yes, thanks for checking on me too, Bella. Oh, you're so awesome. God put John Benny too. I'm doing better, but still sad. Thank you, Bella. I'm sorry to hear that, Sarah. I'm going to send you some loving vibes from my heart. Bella, yes, me as well. Beautiful Genevieve. Faery, yes, their judgment is from fear, so I block them for now. Yes, very good. Don't feed into the energy. It's unnecessary. You don't need to. You don't need it. Bella is a beautiful soul. Indeed she is. Thank you, Faery. Super true. Sarah sending you love, love, love. And John Benny says hi to Genevieve, darling. Oh, I fed into the energy at times. I'm so guilty of that. We all do. You know, don't beat yourself up for it. The more you become aware of it when you're feeding into it, the more awareness you have of it, the less control it's going to have over you. And if you take that awareness and you change your reaction to a neutralized reaction, non-reaction, more of an acceptance, I guess you could say, then, like pop quiz shadows, it'll still come up, but it won't be as frequent, and you won't be stuck in that loop. John Benny, don't feed into the fear. Indeed. It's beautiful, smooth here. Nice. I am away for 4 nights now. Yay, holiday. I am taking my new mobile studio, and I hope to try collabs from my motorhome. All practice for selling my house and doing a world tour. That's amazing. John Benny, shine your light, and I love your morning meditations. Emoji, yes, thank you. That's beautiful, guys. Oh, I gotta switch positions. So I totally overwatered my plants. So I'm having a bit of a pest issue. If you guys keep seeing the little bugs flying around, don't overwater your houseplants. Why is being human so complicated, and what is mind? Why do we have these imagination things? So imagination is how we create reality. Imagination is your creation process. That's why when you go into visualization, manifestation, you use your imagination in order to bring that forward. So imagination is one of your most valuable abilities, things that you can tap into to create and manifest with. I feel you on that one. I'm aware of it, but send it off in love and light, yes. Wow, John, that sounds amazing. I'll absolutely come see you when you come to my area. Indeed. I've been burning internally for about 5 days in a row, walking up in a pool of sweat. It's not fun. Sounds like a Kundalini awakening. You've been feeling a lot of energy in the base of your spine. I've been having a lot of Kundalini energy lately too. A lot of heat, hot flashes, like shooting up the base of my spine. Faery and Sarah, thank you for the succulent plants. They are my new office buddies. They raise the vibe throughout the day. That's beautiful. Absolutely good answer. We create our own reality, but patience is key indeed. Tom, amazing, sending love to you. My 11-year-old son has been the same. Scott, yes, I need to add you to the world tour map. I should create one so I can map it. You should. Manifestation. John, you have new plants? Cool. Just brought some of my garden indoors. I like their company. Is it harvest time for you, Emoji King? I know it's that time of year. Flower harvesting. Make a spray with Dr. Bronner's soap, then spray the plants. It gets rid of the bugs. Oh, that's a good idea. I have some cast iron soap upstairs. I was using dish soap, but you know, I almost feel like it attracted them more. It's like, because I put the lemongrass and the eucalyptus in here thinking that would help, but then I felt like it like made them all start flying around. I don't know. Trying to figure it out. Don't overwater your plants. And I think they're eating the roots of my plants too, on top of that. Plants are like family. I name them. Me too. I have an avocado tree named Lazarus. He's my baby. I brought him back from the dead like 4 times. You know what the problem is I think it's because it's not as warm as it's been all summer and dry. So the water just wasn't evaporating, and I was just dumping more on them. My poor plants. I love them too much sometimes. Okay. It's been about 2 weeks I've been dealing with this problem. Hopefully I'll be rid of it soon. It's getting cold. Cold. I think it'll be too cold for them soon. Peppers, lettuce, and strawberries too. Nice. Nice. Beautiful. Yes, I have to harvest my herbs from outside. Faery, what have your dreams been like? Oh my gosh, so intense. So the last 2 nights especially I've been dreaming a lot. But it's weird. Whenever I'm in my dreams, it's like I'm a teacher. And I got a bunch of students and I'm trying to teach you guys how to survive in like some kind of post-apocalyptic scenario. It's always weird. My dreams are always in like post-apocalyptic type landscapes. Like I'm always like, it's always it's like the world already ended and we're like the survivors type of situations always, and it's typically almost always like either like all bombed out, or you know, like fires and smoke everywhere, or it's like freaking water everywhere. You are a teacher. Thank you. Super tired. Last few days been sleeping more often. Both sleeping earlier and taking naps. It's a lot going on right now. Brainstem, yes. And only 10 pounds of Pineapple Express and Granddaddy Perps. Big Bud. Nice. Yummy. Emoji King. Same, Bella. I had a nightmare that I owned a hotel and an ice cream blob monster killed 9 women. Then Jeremy messaged me and asked me about 9 maidens in the UK, Scotland. They were like warrior witches. So interesting. And I got the strangest chill just now. That was super weird. Abandoned buildings, underground tunnels, sacred herb in the Bible. Yes. We are all teachers, or will be at least. Indeed, I agree. Jeremy and I resonated with the previous lives. Jeremy, I resonate a lot with Jeremy. He's an amazing soul. I'm so blessed to have been reacquainted with him in this life. Yes, Faery is an amazing teacher. Thank you. You see the pic I posted about this of the samurai pics of that women warrior. They are like in my dreams. Nice. I totally see you as like a samurai warrior woman, Bella, like energetically, yes, like all over. Faery, maybe we were of the 9 maidens. It's very possible. And I keep getting chills, so it's very possible there's some kind of connection or quantum entanglement there. Indeed. Like, I wish you guys, I don't know if you guys can see the goosebumps. Can you see those? I don't know if it's clear enough for you guys to see them raised up on my arm. Maybe, well, Bella, I have samurai previous lives. I recall so many battles. Amazing. So, one of the cool things about channeling with Glitch as an energetic counterpart is oftentimes we'll channel different aspects of each other. In equal and opposite polarities of themselves. So, like, he'll channel, like, Master Lee, but it will also connect with me as, like, an energetic counterpart. So, it's like, how do I explain this? So, I can get information from this guide, Master Lee, through Glitch as an aspect of him, but also as an energetic counterpart of me. Does that make sense to you guys? Yay, goosebumps. Jeremy is writing a book about the 9 maidens. And I need to get Jeremy's first 2 books still. I love the covers too. I'm just super excited. If Trump gives me that stimulus check, let's like all hope for that. Manifest the stimulus check. Then I can buy a fairy book. So bad. I did, Bella. That was beautiful. Your camera isn't sharp enough to see goosebumps. Yeah. Better lighting and probably more resolution would be needed. I think my camera is only like 720p too. It's kind of crappy. But I think I paid like $15 for it, so I'll invest in a better one once I get some more once I get more established with my financial abundance manifestations. Emoji King, I woke up thinking my wife wouldn't love me if I told her about the 9 bodies. Oh, no. I have Jeremy's first book. Amazing. Awesome. Stimulus check comes with the vaccine. No. I hate the feeling of not being loved. I know, me too. I do not enjoy it much. Manifesting checks for everyone. Indeed, indeed. Can we get a special star seed stimulus, right? Flatbed truck of crystals would be nice. I agree. Totally. I want to get Jeremy's books also. Yeah. And when the live is over, I'll see if I can get links to purchase his books so that you guys can find the links for them. But you know what? I'm getting tired and my leg keeps cramping. So if you guys have any more questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat now, because I'm going to start wrapping it up here in the next few minutes. Must love yourself first, then love will follow. But I love you. Yes, indeed. Exactly. And I'm really working on my self-love. A lot of the reason I have the problems I have and experience the things that I experience is because they're just external projections of my internal expression. So I can't say that anybody inflicted any kind of anything on me, because it was all just basically the external projection of the things that I wasn't working on inside. So something had to essentially be brought forward as an experience in my reality, so I could see that that was a part of me that needed work. Thank you so much for the long live. I will wake up on time next time. Yeah, of course. I've been trying to keep my lives under 2 hours. I've been trying to go an hour and a half for the lives. So we're about an hour and 30 minutes in, and I just want to start kind of wrapping it up. Just because when they get really, really long, nobody watches the replays, and sometimes really good information comes through. And I feel like the meditation was a really powerful one as well, so I would like that to be shared. I am going to start doing more videos and lives as well on here and on my Patreon. There's going to be exclusive content on my Patreon, so if anybody is interested in joining my Patreon, you can join for as little as $5.55 a month, and that will give you access to all the exclusive stuff through Patreon for that tier. And then all the tiers above the $5.55 tier come with sessions. So if you go tier 2, 3, or 4, so you're getting access to all the Patreon material, but your monthly subscription price is you're paying for the session, basically. So it's subscription-based healing sessions with me for hypnosis, neuro-linguistic programming, energy healing, any or all of the above. I also do emotion code healing, quantum alchemy, lots of different things. And each session is tailored specifically to the Patreon. So the $5.55 opens you up to all the Patreon content, and then all the tiers above that are subscription-based sessions as well as all the Patreon content. And then also, the other plus about being a Patreon is you get a discount in my Etsy store. So for the $5.55 a month, you'll get 10% off from my whole store. And then all the tiers above that will give you 25% off, which is a very big discount. It gives you great prices in my Etsy store. So I definitely make the Patreon worth your while. Please join the Patreon, become a subscriber to that if you feel guided. It's worth it. It is more than what you pay for. You get way more than what you pay for with it. And it gives me the opportunity to work with you on a weekly or monthly basis, so I can guarantee a better quality therapy healing for you and for your growth and for your expansion. So the links for my Patreon are below, and then also to schedule appointments with me, the link is for scheduling online. My schedule is up online, available for all of you guys. I'm here for you. My availability is wide open now for sessions. Please book a session with me. Book the consultation first if you've never had a session with me. Consultation is free. Please book a consultation with me first if you've never had a session. And if you can't pay right away, thank you, Bella, for dropping that link. I appreciate that so much. If you can't pay right away, talk to me and you can book through the Patreon, and we can always work out payment later or an energy exchange of some form. Okay, so just now that I've got that all said, links are below. I love you all. Excuse me, I will see you all very soon. Until next time. Oh, sorry, a couple more comments came in. Let me get through them before I log off. The most interesting YouTubers here in your group. I love that. I know a lot of the people here also have YouTube channels, so everybody in the chat, be sure to check out the other people in the community and follow their channels as well. I can definitely relate. Thanks, Faery, for your authenticity. And Marty, definitely book a session with me even if you can't pay right away. Book a session through the Patreon. It won't charge you. It'll just put you on my schedule. We can always work it out later. Okay? Never not book a session with me because you can't pay. I want to make that very clear to everybody. If you can't pay, book a session with me and we'll work something out. Always, always just book a session. Call me. I can help with the self-love. Yes. Sarah is really good. It just energetically, she holds that space for you as well. It's helped me a lot. We were all given some bad programming. We try to fix it, indeed. Marty, sending you love. I'm gonna be up all night. Very true emoji. Oh, there we go. Faery, I will sign up once I buy my holiday house in December. We are on a spending freeze until then. Very understandable. If you want to do a session, though, John, Benny, talk to me and we can do it outside of Patreon, okay? You just book through the appoint fix under the consultation, because you got to do that first anyways. And don't forget to throw your purple hearts in the chat, everybody. Maybe I'll stand on my head for a while. Thank you, Bella, for dropping my Patreon link in the chat. I appreciate that so much. Good night, everybody. Good night. And I'll see you all next time. I love you all very much. Have a beautiful evening.